Hello. I today want to do something a little different, but the same as one other permaculture poster on YouTube. I want to follow along a tag from Edible Acres that is called Permaculture Fails, which, considering that's how I'm planning on titling this YouTube video, you're probably already aware of that. And right now, I'm working on the first. I got a list. Check that out. No, nothing's spelled right. I was shorthanding it in my own form of shorthand. The first thing on my list is this right here. My water use isn't sustainable. I mean, for my region, that is a somewhat lower priority, but I'm going to show you here real quick as I step out of the border path, border corridor, as that's my neighbor's stuff. As I step out of there, I'm going to show you that I do have a rain barrel. However, the very first night I hooked it up, it flooded my basement and broke my dryer because it fried the ceramic element. And I had to have a repair person in, and I had to clean up the flood. And I believe that all I need to do is daisy chain them so that the overflow is capacity to get all the way over there, because what's happening is it overflows into here, which then overflows into the bulkhead. And there's signs that the bulkhead has had water up to 6 inches on a frequent basis in there. That's what you call that, right? Anyway, I think it's called a bulkhead or a Bilco door. Bilco only because that was the brand name that always built them back in the 40s or so. I don't even know if that brand name still exists. But yeah, so that's one permaculture fail. Let's look at another one. Actually, no, let's continue this for a moment. What do? Forget to turn off the water. At least 4 times this year so far, I've left it on overnight. That is a definite permaculture fail, which is why I kind of want to see if I can get barrels, but the priority of, not having a car right now is making it a little bit more difficult to do that expansion, Oops. So I've watered in everything in the back. I'll do the front in a bit, or I'll check on the front and see if it needs it. Let's take another look of a permaculture fail over here. See that? That's been out overnight. I'm hard on tools. Actually, let me pause and I'll show you another one. There's another one. I used to have 6 of those. No idea where the other 4 are. Let me pause and show you another one. See how rusty those are? Sorry for the motorcycle noise suddenly. Yeah, that's because I ended up burying it for about a year and a half. Just found that recently, still haven't taken it in or greased it up or anything. Let's see, is there anything else I can show you right now? Let me hit pause and think about it. Yeah, this shovel's out in the rain all the time, so is the digging fork. I mean, not all the time. I try and put it away, but for the most part it sits wherever I used it last, and then sometimes I have to spend a good 20 minutes looking for the dang thing when I need it. Pause. We'll start on the next topic now, so I'm going to pause and go to where it is. Hold on. Okay. So some people might think that this is a permaculture success, but I consider it a failure because I've only just figured out how to chop and drop on the one major invasive that is 100% my fault here, and that is sweet pea everlasting. It is now, I did my research, but I failed my research. Like, I did it wrong. I really thought that this was the edible type of sweet pea, even though it had listed otherwise. I was like, I grew up eating sweet peas. There's no way. That was 12 years ago. Oh, hi, butterfly. And now it's everywhere. I started with one plant, and it is everywhere. I'm sure it's in my neighbor's yards. I'm sure it's down the hill. There's some over there. This is one that I've been yanking at. I just recently got one out of here. All through the top, I've been mulching the elderberry with its sprigs, hoping that the combination of it being smothered under a lot of wood chips and everything will get it under control. But, yeah, that's a mess. It's definitely a mess. So, I don't know what to tell you about that except permaculture fail. Yep. Let's just kind of like have a look at the view for a moment. See where I need to go next. Alright, we're going to go up to the porch next. We'll go up the stairs. We'll actually keep you on the horn for this walk. See, there's better ways to fix nitrogen. I mean, you could say at least sweet pea everlasting is a nitrogen fixer. True, but so are native species that aren't out competing, that are part of what we've always had here. And a locust, which is what I just poked, has a lot of uses too. Oh, good, one of my milkweeds came up. Alright, in the shade there. So, the next one is we're heading towards the porch over there. We spent a couple of minutes walking up the stairs. Let me hit pause and go on over real quick. Alright, we're here. I mean, obviously I'm a messy person. Y'all have seen that a lot. And I do worry that could end up reflecting on my professionalism at a certain point as I start to grow. But what I'm up on the porch to show you right now is that here's my permaculture fail. It's a happy, healthy bird. And 4 more in here, hiding in the shade, inside their little, like, hutchy area. It's a happy, healthy bird, so why is it a fail? Because I got quail without even a single thought of how I would make that sustainable. I think it's gonna be okay. I've been giving them greens and seeds and stuff, but, yeah, with quail you pretty much have to give them the specialized food. So, I'm gonna do a lot of research on that, but a lot of the permaculture boards and stuff say that it's much easier to make chickens sustainable than it is quail. So, that's an interesting thing to think about. A burb. Sorry for the cage bars in the way. Alright, what's next? Oh, yeah, well, we could start this pointed this way. And just say, you know, I'm up here pretty secluded. You know? And so what's the fail about that? Let's see how well I can aim the camera back here. I'm going to do something a little tricksy. There we go. That's good. Yeah, I don't know the people in the neighborhood too well. Like, at all. And, you know, part of this is community building. I only know a few of my fellow permaculture people, even in the greater region. And I'm only just starting to get to know the community. I mean, to be fair, I knew the community pretty well when I was new here 16 years ago, and there's been a lot of change. But I don't know if I scare folks or what. Starting to get to know people now, mainly because with lockdown and everything, a lot of people were going on walks and coming on up to see the view. Like walking up here and they'd stop and say hi and tell me, I love your flowers and crap like that. That was starting off during the point in time when I have way too many daffodils, Yeah, so I gave away some daffodils, and I've been trying to connect to the neighborhood a little bit better, but I consider that a fail. Some of the people that live up here can scare me. Oh, I don't know. Working on it. It's, semi-city, semi-suburban. What can you do? And then we'll end on a happier note than that. Here's another fail up here. This is soil acidification test fail. So I had bunchberry. I no longer have bunchberry. And that's a fail because I bought bunchberry without realizing it needed acidic soil. Kind of like blueberries do. Everybody seems to know about blueberries, but there's a whole bunch of plants that need the same acidic soil in order to do well. So you could do like a guild of acid lovers. Trouble is, I don't have any pocket of acid soil. And I didn't realize that this plant was suffering due to good, healthy, as pH 7 neutral soil until I was about a year and a half into having it, and it just kept not doing well. And I thought I was just not watering it enough, or that it didn't like the shade that it was in, although it's supposed to love shade. Well, it turns out that my actual problem was that it needed acidic soil, so I tried putting it in this pot with a bunch of orange peels. From the looks of it, I don't think that worked, but, it's an experiment. That happens. I also do kill plants on the regular. For example, I keep trying to have native blackberries, but they keep dying on me rather than taking. I'm trying to pot them up, get them enough water, blah, 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 but those plants just really don't want to take. The native blackberries, those are fine, but black raspberries, those are doing fine. That's right, my shadow's kind of drowning it out, but right here, these are black raspberries. But that was a blackberry. And, the sumac is doing excellent. I'm so happy about that. I was able to pull up just a little tiny chunk of root and a small stick that had been mown several times, but like at 4 foot tall and just a couple years old, they're already fruiting. I'm so excited about that one. That's gonna be an excellent cropper. Compared to the sumacs I already have. Obviously, sumac loves the hillside. It's a great cliff retention, but one that stays short and also produces a crop. Because usually they're great for coppice because they'll just grow like crazy. They don't care how many times you cut them down, but they're not going to fruit. Well, this one is going to stay short and fruit. Where's the other one? Shoot. Another permaculture fail. I had a blackberry in a pot. I don't know where the heck I put it. Oh well. But, there's plenty of stuff doing well. Like, just planted out a bunch of seeds yesterday. We'll see how they do. And then I got some seeds popping up, and then I got a bazillion little pots of itty bitty little $7 native trees. See that? Most of those are red buds. But they're itty bitty, so see how I use the gully here to give them enough shade that they won't dry out. Yep, that's a tactic. These I never have to water pretty much. Anything sunk in the ground, it don't care. Yeah, so there's my permaculture fails. tag off of Edible Acres, and I hope you enjoyed having a look around at what's not going so well. So, you know, if you're struggling with stuff, don't feel bad. We all do. We all got stuff we don't do so good at, even if it seems like everything's going great when you look from the outsides. Keep on keeping on, you're doing great. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to follow this up with fail lookalikes a little bit later on. Take care. Bye.